Hey guys, it's Torie here from Rockin' Hair, Body, and Soul. I want to talk to you today about color theory, taking it back to basics. To become a confident and competent colorist, you got to know the basics, and we're going to start from scratch. So today, we're going to start with our color wheel. We have 3 different types of colors. You have your primary colors, secondary colors, and tertiary colors. First, we'll start with primary colors. There are 3 primary colors. We have red, blue, and yellow. No color can be mixed together to create these. These are the base of each color. We do have what we call in the center neutral. Neutral would be the mixture of each primary color in equal parts would create a neutral brown. And that's going to be the basis of our color theory. Next, you have your secondary colors. So we're going to come in and we're going to mix equal parts red and blue. That creates our secondary color, violet. Next, we're going to mix equal parts yellow and blue, which creates our secondary color, green. Next, we're going to create our next secondary color here by mixing yellow and red together equally to create orange. All right, here we have our 3 primary colors, red, blue, yellow. We have our secondary colors. Blue together makes violet. Yellow with blue makes green. Red with yellow makes orange. Next, we have our tertiary colors, and this is where it gets fun. We're going to come in and we're going to bring in violet and red. That's going to make red-violet. That would be mixing 2 parts red, 1 part violet. This can be transferred over into the world of hair color when mixing toners for blondes or when making a designer color for each client. Now I'm going to explain that in just a moment. Our next tertiary color would be violet and blue mixed together. Blue, violet. Here we have blue and green. Tertiary color, blue-green. We're going to come over here, carry it on with another one, yellow-green, and yellow-orange. Here we have our color wheel. It translates to the color wheel on the back of most of your color books. Now, how it translates into hair color, and this is where it gets fun. Say you have a client come in and she desires a natural, neutral blonde. She doesn't want to be yellow or brassy. She doesn't want too many warm tones, but she doesn't want to be ashy or cool toned either. Just a nice, pretty, neutral tone. Let's open our color book here. Say you've lightened her already to her desired level, and she looks like this, a little yellow tone. Not quite what we're looking for. Well, if we come over here to our color wheel, and it's great to keep one in the back, just as a visual aid, we're going to come to yellow. Now, directly across from yellow on the color wheel is violet. That is how we are going to tone using harmonizers to bring down to neutral. Draw yourself a visual aid. It helps me every time. And it doesn't matter that I've been doing this for 17 years. I still love to go back to the drawing board and remind myself how I'm going to mix these colors together. So you've lightened. You might come in with your violet ash harmonizer to bring yellow and violet together to neutral. Now we can take this back to color theory in that we can mix designer colors for our clients. And that's what I truly love. So a client comes in and she has this mahogany brown, okay? For mahogany has a violet base to it. I am not going to mix a brown that has too much yellow or orange. I'm going to bring her back to the cool tones over to violet. So when mixing up your color, you really want to pay attention to the underlying color in each one. And when you start mixing them together, it's important to know that if you come out with the wrong tone, you can change that. You can change that by using basic color theory, using your color wheel and getting those desired tones. Another example, just for fun, we'll keep going. If you have a client that comes in and she was a red, but she's lightened up, it's been a while, she's lightened up to kind of a copper, but she wants to be a neutral again. She just wants to go back to brown and take it back to basic. So you're gonna come over here and let's say she's pretty copper, she's pretty orange. On our color wheel here, we have orange. Now we're gonna choose a color that can take her to neutral. I'm going to choose something with a cool base to it. I'm going to choose something with a little more pigment like a blue that can counteract orange. As you see, directly across from the color wheel, orange and blue come to the center to neutral. Let's talk about tones for a minute. We have cool tones and warm tones. If you have an undesired tone or if you'd like to change the tone of the hair, you want to know how to do that. If cool tones are going to be your blues and violets. Think of a sunset, right? So sunset, and you have by the ocean, and you have shadows under the trees, and the blues and the purples and the pretty sunset. That are your cool tones. And then I like to think of my warm tones as a sunrise. So we have the golds and the sun coming up, and all of the oranges and pretty colors like that. So when changing, and we don't want to be a sunrise anymore, we don't want to be a sunrise blonde, we'd like to be a sunset blonde, we're going to go back to our color wheel, and we're going to take the basics. Yellow crosses violet, orange over to blue. We're going to look at our primary colors. What are the base of what we have, and what are we going to mix to get them what they need? I think that client consultation is 100% important. If we don't know what they want their end result to be, and we don't educate them on what these things mean, then we're not going to be able to get them their desired color. I often bring out a visual aid, not only for myself, but for my clients as well. That way, they can show me what they mean instead of trying to explain it, because they might not use the right verbal language. They might not know how to speak hair color, and we have to educate them on how to tell us what they need. Bring out your visual aid, show them what they're talking about. They might think that, a chestnut brown to them is all red, and you need to really dive in deep and see what they're talking about and know what their vision is. And that way, your vision, you can come back to your drawing board each time and create the desired look. Thank you for talking about color theory with me today. I hope this is a little bit of information, and I hope to hear from you soon. Bye.